back. Today I've decided to do something a little bit different from what I usually do. This video is about a freelance project that I did recently, where I ended up creating a nuke, a checkpoint system, and a very basic shop. All of this work I did in a concentrated 3 hours or so, and that was with me just playing around with a few values and trying out a few concepts. Of course, the only thing I could do at this point was just load up the map and see what I was dealing with. Now, I wasn't expecting much, but I was kind of expecting an obby. Now, this is because I wasn't aware of the Spider-Man feature of this obby. So at this point in time, I just asked if it was a joke. As shown on the screen right now, I had a great deal of fun with the Spider-Man mechanic after learning that it existed. It was a little bit basic, but there's nothing wrong with a basic swing mechanic. Okay, I think that's enough of that. Let's get back to the coding. So initially I was a little bit confused what I wanted to start first. My initial mindset was starting the store because it couldn't be that difficult, but then I came back to the idea of maybe I just wanted to use the store as a testing apparatus. Right after my confusion wore off, I thought I would tackle the easiest problem first. Checkpoints. One thing that I'm quite proud of in this here development project is that I was so confident in the code that I wrote almost all of the code for the checkpoints and the nuke without testing either. Now usually I'd be going in and out of the game all the time, trying out different approaches to the problem. But in this case, I got the checkpoint almost first time. I believe there was a single bug or two that I just had to figure out first. The nuke, on the other hand, was an absolute disaster after I made it. Most of my code ended up as a big bunch of, well, it makes sense, and all the code should most definitely be there, for the most part, but it needs to be refined. All the bugs need to be rooted out, thrown away. But in this case, I'm actually quite proud with the experience you get from the nuke. Seeing as it only took me 3 hours to make all these 3 systems, I consider this a massive success. Testing out the checkpoints made me run into another issue. I couldn't keep editing this in a game file if I wanted to use the data stores that Roblox provided. So on to publish the place, and here we go, let's try again. No, stop, wrong soundtrack. Let's try that again. Thank you, much better. So this was the initial test, but I very soon opted out of using the default spawning platform. I somehow compared a number to a table. Don't worry about that. Point is, it started working in the end and it was awesome, okay? So let's stick to that. Coding this shop was the final project, but I decided to put it here right in the middle because it was really hard to test and it's not really that climactic. I was unable to hover over the button. I was unable to click on it because the first-person system that they're using in this game is constantly setting them to first person. It's not letting up. It's not letting me move the mouse. So all I had to do was use events in the console to mimic me clicking a button. This of course couldn't test the front end, but the back end was being tested plenty. Hey, I was just about to spoil the nuke. In coding the nuke, I had to do a few different things. I had to activate it, which I would be doing through the shop. I had to get the sounds, so it sounded like you were getting hit by a big-ass nuke. And although the visuals are kinda lacking, I had to get those as well. It's genuinely just a circle that gets bigger, the blast I mean. But the nuke is even worse, it's literally just a square. This will be replaced with a nuke model in a later version. Not by me though. Then, when I finally thought it was over, I get this error. Granted, I wasn't too happy about it, but I still had to go back and fix it. Apparently it's just a minor naming mistake, so it was pretty easy to fix. Going right back into the test, I finally got the nuke working.
the destroyer of worlds.